This is the Season Long Podcast in support of the YouTube channel SeasonLongBaller. Happy to have you with us. Hope you had a great weekend. And now we are getting close to All-Star Weekend. So first, we'll take a quick look at what happened last week for the Wizards. A big victory over the Cleveland Cavaliers, 112-96, in a game that we barely played in the second half. Got into a little bit of foul trouble, and the rest of the Wizards actually took care of it. And as you can see, we played 6-minute quarters, and yet the score was 112-96. And as I even mentioned during the game, that's going to make our scoring average look great, where most of the league is around 60 or 70 points a game. However, it's going to make our defense look terrible too, since even though we got the blowout, we still gave up 96 points. We followed that up on February 9th with a 70-56 victory over the Boston Celtics. This game, of course, was significant because it was our first meeting with the Celtics since the big game on October 30th. And you know what happened in that game, where we set a career high in points and an NBA record in three-pointers made. Couldn't miss that game. But we missed a lot more in this one, but got away with the 70-56 victory over the Celtics. And then on Saturday, took on the Philadelphia 76ers, 73-71, a victory there. Rallied in the fourth quarter, and I have a funny feeling, we haven't done one in a while, the Jaymont Summerz play of the week, have a feeling it's coming from that game. I wonder what it could possibly be. All right, since we're getting closer to the All-Star break, let's take a quick look at some of the statistics for Jaymont Summerz as we head closer to the break. We've got a couple games this week, literally just 2 games this week, and then we're into All-Star weekend. Summerz is still leading the league in points per game at 27.2 a game. He is also leading the league in assists at 5.9 assists a game, and you see that Joker at 5.5 a game is a second. And also field goal percentage, Summerz is top 5, shooting just a hair under 57% during the season so far. Now, I do wonder if Summerz can keep this pace up. Also leading, and this is an important stat, the plus minus, Summerz is leading the league in that category, 8.2, and you see DeLon Wright. And actually, you see 4 Wizards up top, 4 starters. Summerz, Wright, Avdia, and Kuzma are the top 4 in that category. And then Daniel Gafford, who has been playing the bench more now since the acquisition of Şengün from the Rockets. Gafford is 6th in that category, and Steph Curry is 5th. But Summerz leads the league at 8.2 plus minus. Now, you already know that we shoot the ball more than anybody. So even last season, we shot the ball more on NBA 2K23. No apologies. But Summerz is shooting 17.1 times a game. That is a lot more than second place, which is Steph Curry, and he's only shooting just a hair under 11 times a game. So Summerz is getting the ball up like 6 more times than Curry, and almost 6.5 more times than Luka Doncic, who is known to have the ball a lot in his hands. But Summerz is leading the league in usage rate at this as we go along as well. And again, as I've said a few times, it'll be interesting to see if Summerz is forced to slow down as the season goes along. Now, minutes played, again, something that relates to slowing down at the end of the season. We've got to have something left in the tank. And you see that right now he's sluggish in terms of fatigue. Summerz is leading the league in minutes played at 20.3 a game. Remember, we played 6-minute quarters, as I mentioned earlier. So that's out of a max of 24. And Summerz is playing 20 of those minutes. And then, as you see, Antetokounmpo and Devin Booker, Bradley Beal, and Anthony Edwards round out your top 5. All of them over 18 minutes a game. Now, we'll take another look at the All-Star rosters. We took a look at that during the Season Long podcast last week, but we've got to take another look at it as we head into the weekend now. Jaymont Summerz is among the starters for the East. He was the leading vote getter out East. Nikola Jokic was the leading vote getter out West. So your Eastern Conference team here, Summerz, Antetokounmpo, Damian Lillard, Joel Embiid, and Jason Tatum are your starters. The reserves are Jimmy Butler, Donovan Mitchell, Trae Young, Tyrese Halliburton, Bam Adebayo, DeMar DeRozan, and Chris Middleton. Now, out west, is Joker, Steph Curry, Luka Doncic, Kevin Durant, and LeBron James, the 20-time All-Star. That's your starters out west. And then coming to your reserves, Devin Booker, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Anthony Davis, Zion Williamson, James Harden, Domantas Sabonis, and Karl Anthony Towns are your roster for the Western Conference. Now, Jaymont Summerz is also in the unique position of being on the Rising Stars roster, as he is a sophomore technically. So he will be, as far as I know, only the second player that can play in both the Rising Stars game and the All-Star game. Now, if I'm wrong on that, correct me, but I believe LaMelo Ball back in 2022 is the only one who has been able to play in both games. Might be wrong, because I remember LeBron as a rookie didn't make the All-Star game, but I don't remember him playing in the Rising Stars game or whatever it was called back in 03. So, again, check me on that, but I believe LaMelo is the only one. But the case here, Jaymont Summerz can do it playing in the Rising Stars game on Friday. So we basically have a full weekend, unlike last season on NBA 2K23, where we were only in the Rising Stars game. This time, we'll be in the Rising Stars game, the three-point shootout on Saturday night, and then on Sunday in the All-Star game. So it looks like Summerz will have a full weekend. As you see here, the participants in the three-point contest, Summerz, Curry, Klay Thompson, Desmond Bane, Buddy Hield, and Isaiah Joe of the Oklahoma City Thunder. That's your 6 contestants. And you see Summerz is ranking, third there behind Curry, who's shooting 48.6% from 3, and Buddy Hield is shooting 48% even. Then it is Summerz shooting 47.7%. So that's, in those contestants there, Summerz is right there in the middle of the pack. Your dunk contest participants, you've got Zion Williamson. Then you've got a pair of Blazers, which I find interesting, Shaedon Sharpe and Scoot Henderson. And then Amen Thompson is rounding out your 4 dunk contestant participants. So that'll be an interesting weekend that we've got coming up. Now, before we get to All-Star Weekend, we do have games to play. The first one, February 12th, later today, against the Dallas Mavericks, this time in Dallas. Now, remember, last time we played the Mavericks, you could almost say it's the opposite of that time we played the Celtics. It was a horrible game for the Wizards. Number one, Daniel Gafford was injured in the game and was out for a little while. But the Wizards also, this game was at home, got blown out by 20 points to the Mavericks, and this took place back in mid-November. So we'll see if the Wizards can get some revenge, and this will be our second meeting and final meeting with the Mavericks, who, by the way, are leading the Western Conference. 2 days after that, on Wednesday, we take on the New Orleans Pelicans, Zion Williamson and Brandon Ingram in New Orleans. Last season on NBA 2K23, we had a thriller in New Orleans, which was won on which was really locked up on a dagger 3 from us. So we'll see if we can repeat that performance. And then we're into All-Star Weekend. Oh, wait, we haven't done one of these in a while. Let's do the Jaymont Summerz Play of the Week.
Oh, Embiid is working against Şengün. Might be better. I wonder would it be better with Gafford instead of Şengün. Under 5 on the shot clock. Embiid in the lane, misses, rebound to Şengün. Embiid in the Kuzma. Summerz takes the 3. Got it! Clutch 3! Wizards are up! Yes, that was not the shot I wanted. That was not the shot I wanted.
Okay, that might not have been the shot I wanted, but I guess it was the shot I needed, right? Well, the pass was thrown by Wright up to the wing to Avdija, who passed it into the paint to Kuzma, not Embiid, of course. And then Kuzma kicked it out to me, and I hit the clutch 3. But it was hard to get all of that out and concentrate on trying to hit a clutch 3. But that's the obvious play of the week. Summerz with the deep 3 with 1.5 seconds left to sink the Sixers. So that's going to do it for Season Long Podcast number 47. Again, I love these shoot-arounds. I've done those the last couple of times, working on the three-point shot this time. We worked on the mid-range a couple times ago. We've worked on some floaters. today just launching the threes, and you see we're here in Dallas as we're taking the practice shots today. So thank you for joining us. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. Hope you join us for the Mavericks later, the Pelicans on Wednesday, and then All-Star Weekend. That's it for Season Long Podcast number 47. That's it for Season Long Baller. Peace.